biggest financial regret of retirees was a complete surprise. Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and a little while ago I put out a question asking what purchases military retirees regretted the most, and I got back a completely counterintuitive response. Because while retirees made plenty of big purchases, like a trip to Europe or a brand new Porsche or a big house, none of them seemed to regret those purchases. I mean, I kind of expected somebody to be like, ooh, I took the whole family to Walt Disney World and I blew about $20,000 and whew, I wish I hadn't have done that. And it turns out they did take the whole family to Walt Disney World, but that's not their regret. Their regret has to do with a much more sophisticated financial conundrum that absolutely blindsided them when they retired. To put this in perspective, consider an E8 who retires with 30 years of service. Just before retirement, he's making about $7,500 in base pay, plus he gets $4,165 for BAS and BAH, and that gives him a total monthly payment of $11,602. When he retires, he gets a pension worth $5,577, and he gets a 90% VA rating worth $2,866. Add on top of that a GS-13 Step 4 job in Northern Virginia for $10,813 for a brand new total of $19,256. In this totally feasible scenario, his income goes up by 65% in 1 month. One of you described this as leveling up, kind of like in a video game. In a matter of months, our hypothetical E8 has been catapulted into a whole new tax bracket. So those big financial purchases, they don't seem to register as regrets because after leveling up, they're affordable. And the real financial frustration that people seem to experience is that they need a whole new degree of financial literacy after reaching this new income level. See, during the Transition Assistance Program, Congress requires DoD to remind service members that they should build a budget and they should spend less than they earn. I mean, thanks. I'm pretty sure I figured that out when I was in my 30s. But here's a goofy reality that doesn't seem to get mentioned in those transition assistance classes. Many retirees make so much money that they're no longer able to make contributions into their tax-advantaged retirement savings. Yeah, see, our E8 goes from not being able to afford to put money into his TSP to not being allowed to put money into certain retirement plans. And do you think that the financial services industry has a prepackaged solution to deal with this situation? No. At this level of affluence, you have to build and lead what amounts to a squad of financial advisors. You have to get your head wrapped around taxes and bookkeeping, LLCs, insurance options, and estate planning. And then you have to communicate your financial vision to your little financial team. And probably most daunting, you have to supervise them to make sure that they are leading in the direction that you want them to take your wealth. Because trust me, those little ducklings will happily just wander away while pocketing their fees without providing you any offsetting value. So, what seems to be one of the biggest financial regrets of retirees? Being unprepared to provide the leadership necessary to make the most of their phenomenal affluence. You want to get a peek at one important consideration with respect to financial advisors? Watch this video to see how they can hide exorbitant non-value added costs.